You're watching Monty TV. I'm Jackie Karsh. Sitting down now with Jason Warner. He's the CEO and co-founder of foundational model company Poolside. Thank you so much for sitting down with me.
Thanks for having me.
Why did you start the company?
So I was a CTO at GitHub for 4 years. One of the folks that incubated an application called GitHub Copilot. But the original vision for what we wanted to go do was basically build intelligence on compute and apply it to software development. There's a fundamental worldview that I have and a couple of beliefs inside of that. The one that's important here is that neural networks, artificial intelligence, is the most important digital technology of our lifetime, and it's going to affect everything that we do as a society. And it's going to do it first in software. And is the one, from a market perspective, it is the highest TAM market you can go after, but it's also the most important market because it basically underwrites the rest of the economy. And my view is that if you can do that well, you basically can increase the output of all of society at once, yes, but you can also just change the curve of what we're able to go do. Think of it as electricity introduction.
And, obviously there's been a lot of money and attention poured into this space. You're swimming with whales. How do you compete?
Well, the only thing you can ever do when you're competing with people in that sort of way is you can't outspend them. Don't do what they're doing, do something a little bit different. And that's why, one, we're focused on the domain of software development, primarily because from a perspective that we look at it from two different ways that you can look at our business. You've got a go-to-market race, so you got to sell. You got to have a product that people can use. Software is a very discrete market, very obvious way to go use this. But the other is you have a capabilities race that you're under. And software allows us a whole bunch of luxuries that are not available in what you might call general purpose model domains. And in 23, when we started this company, it was a little sacrilegious to say what I just said. In 25, it's basically well understood, and even all the big players are understanding that what we saw.
So I know that you don't have a headquarters and you have, workers, employees all over the world. Why did you set up your company that way?
Because when you're building foundation models, you're competing with OpenAI or Anthropic or other folks in that space. So some of the most heavily capitalized companies on the planet who can overpay. We wanted to go for two things. So one is we wanted to go for the best people we could possibly find. And two, we wanted to go for people who are in it for the mission and not for the mercenary attitude. So we literally said we're just going to scour the planet for the best people who are in it for the mission.
And so where are you finding those people?
We had made a concentrated effort to go basically monopolize the entire European continent and UK, and that's what we've done. So almost all of our folks from our applied research side are between London, Paris, Amsterdam, Zurich, Madrid, and we have an office in Paris where the entire team gets together for 1 week a month, but we kind of soaked up all the talent on that continent. And then we have a lot of other folks on the East Coast of the US, so New York, things of that nature. And then our go-to-market team is distributed all over the place, but our CRO lives in California.
What have you learned on this, I assume, a crazy journey?
It's been absolutely crazy. What we've learned is, one, that our instincts were correct. All the kind of early insights that we had were true. And what I do think that we've learned is that we probably, if I want to say it a different way, is that we as humans are not great at exponentials. So we can use a COVID analogy if you want, but I won't do that. I'll just basically say that
sensitive subject.
We're living in an intelligence exponential. And on that, we're doing extrapolations that look linear. And so people are saying, what comes next? And they're assuming some sort of linear progression. That is not what's happening. We're on that exponential about intelligence on compute. And we're just not, as a society, we're not ready for it. And even we who are working on the frontier sometimes think too small. We're not understanding the ramifications here. So of all things I've learned is that likely it's going to get crazier faster.
Thank you so much, Jason, for sitting down with us.
Thanks for having me.